Hi, Clayton. How are you today? Welcome. Well done. Well played. How you doing, buddy? Hello. Everyone say hi to Clayton, Mr. Shenanigans. Good, man. Hey, did you figure out all your fluid issues in your refinery build? Oh, I made a huge plastic uh, refinery, by the way. It looks pretty good. You've automated the phase 3 parts. Nice. Nice. Good job. Awesome stuff, man. Progress is always good. Okay, so my next stage is now the heat sinks. I'm really liking my train network, by the way. It's actually starting to I like just viewing it from here. It's kind of soothing. The progress of the Empire. Still not all the way around the map yet. I haven't even explored this territory. You rebuild your refinery using direct connections and using a lot of gravity, and it works like a charm. I believe you mentioned that, I think, on Friday, but it took you hours of troubleshooting, and it still seems weird. Like I don't really see how that fixes the problem, to be honest. But if it does, it does. It seems kind of overkill, killing a mosquito with a cannon. Killing a mosquito with a cannon, that's what you've done. All right, let's build our next station. I'll leave one little extra space there. And that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. Okay, let's remember, this guy needs to unload his wares, so we need to have a place for it to go. And it's going to go right here. Okay, let's remember to hook this up correctly. So I have to go here. Yay! You're using less pipes. So what was it for? Was that your plastic build? I don't recall. I just finished a pretty substantial plastic build and everything seems to work. Beautiful. Okay, what the hell are these things? Can those things be blown up? I don't like them. Oh, they can. Oh, good. All right. Okay, blueprints. Oh no, I don't need to go to blueprints. I have this on my hotbar. Of course I have it on my hotbar. Use design that made so the output needed to go up. Ah. It had a lot of up and down, so sometimes the fluid would go to places it shouldn't. Hmm. You're totally welcome to post a photo. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Snow. Thank you for the lurk. Appreciate it. What am I doing here? I need to get some more track. Snow Maru. He's the elusive lurker. Gosh darn it. I suck. I suck at detecting angles. There. That looks right. Hey! Hey, Drum. I had something happen that I'm sure is my fault. Was playing with a swatch, one of the customizations. The next thing I know, all your foundations started turning red. Basically, as I tried to revert them back to black, every adjacent foundation? It was like the default swatch of foundations was changed. So you can change the default. That is a thing. So if you change the ones here on the top, these are the defaults colors. If you change the ones on the bottom, these are your custom ones. So for example, I've never done this, but let's try it and see what happens. Oh, I don't want it to change all my... See, I don't want to... I have some foundations. I don't really even do that. That'd suck if I changed all my foundations. It was one of the bottom ones, and then I don't know. It probably got confused with one of these ones. I've only played with the bottom ones myself, so... and I haven't seen that. Like, I would change the color of the foundation you see for the trains. Trains are blue. Well, factory color is the default gray, so... Yeah, I don't know. We could try maybe restarting your game, maybe. And you haven't touched... Same as me. I haven't touched the defaults either. And it only affected the foundation. Sounds kind of buggish, assuming you didn't accidentally click something that you're not sure of. Is that straight? Yeah, that's straight. Ah, there we go. You can right-click a swatch to change the defaults. Oh. Okay, that's kind of cool. It sounds like you experienced something not right. I haven't played too much with the colors. I did a little bit with the piping just to put, black for crude oil. You know, it'd be really nice if you could designate a color for type of material being transported. And it would just automatically apply to anything, for example. So any pipe that transports oil would be black. Or any train, say, that transported iron would be blue or something. Yeah, the game could use a fair number of quality of life things, in my opinion, I would think. It's missing a few things like that. But not bad for a 1.0 release. I don't think they complain too much. I need to mark the outputs. It'd be kind of hard to do. At least not because I've been getting it wrong sometimes. There. It wouldn't. Ah, you're preparing for trains. Hey, well, check what well, I don't know how long you've been on the stream, Trum, but I've started doing, well, I haven't gone along the whole world yet. Kind of got this area of the world trained out. But how is you doing with that, by the way? What kind of system are you using? I think I'm going to dedicate a stream to making a superhighway, a train superhighway too. Well, it won't necessarily just be around the world. It'll kind of be wherever you want to put it for the most part. So a train superhighway I would define as a train system which never has any intersections. You don't see the point of trains? I think there's a lot of value to trains. One, it allows you to spread out a lot, which I think has a value in and of itself. Well, drones, I think, will only take you so far because I think their throughput is fairly limited. And the other problem with drones is that they're only one-to-one. Yeah, I think I see your design there, Drum. That sounds cool. Sounds really cool. I am using some drones. You can see here, I got a few drones here. The biggest value I found with drones is using to transport the uranium, because it just keeps it out of my way. Well, sort of. It gets increasingly complex though, I found. Because not only do you for every station you have to provide it fuel. For every material you have to provide a station. So that's two stations, and they're not. So for example, I right now have, down here is my fueling drone, right? I can't have this guy delivered to multiple stations. I would have to make a fueling drone for every single drone I have in the world in order to keep it fueled, because it's one-to-one. So that if I had 50 materials I want to deliver to, I would have to have 50 fueling stations. That's just kind of goofy. That's why I don't really like them. I thought I could use drones. Clayton, like, I'm not sure if you've used them a lot, and you may have more experience than I do with them, so I apologize if you already have delved into them and you figured that out. But yeah, when I tried them last week on my stream is when I played with them a bit. And I was getting pretty excited about it. And then I tried to use my fueling guy to go to multiple stations, and I couldn't do it. I was going, what the heck? That's not fair. You can make it work, Clayton. I think you can make it work. It would be a little awkward, but I think you can make it work. But for example, if you wanted a drone to deliver from here to the station I have down here, wherever I am, I forget where, it's over here. I have a station over here. I think this guy's going there, delivering some aluminum casings all the way down here. That trip for a drone, I think it'd be interesting to calculate what the throughput would be, because look at how much you could store. So that's not too bad. That's 18 slots compared to 48 slots on a train, and that's per car. And then I think a train travels significantly faster than a drone does. So I would say, in my opinion anyway, if you tried to go completely drones, that would be an insane solution. If like you'd have lots, you could probably do it, but it'd be stations everywhere. But I think it might be, in my opinion anyway, if you kind of mix them, you can use them in certain situations to augment a train solution with belts. No, I understand that. And in any other game, well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say in any other game. Because in Factorio, I lose trains a lot too. In Factorio, for example, my trains are exceptionally organized. Like they cut the world up into grids and they only travel on that grid. It's not like they carve a path meandering randomly through the world. It's hard to do this in Satisfactory. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I'm building on this platform that I am. So I could sort of have a nice grid-like train network. Yeah, I really like the Factorio trains. I agree. I love them. The logistics you can put in those trains is just really cool. Looking forward to that. I guess we get that in what, a couple of weeks or even less now. We're almost there for that big game to release. Okay, that's done. Let me keep going here, guys. All right, I think we're done here. Copper sheets, and this is aluminum sheets. I think they're just called just aluminum sheets. Aluminum sheets delivery for heat sinks. You think drones have a decent throughput in Satisfactory? I don't know. I mean, belts, if you wanted to, transport things across the world, belts would be a pretty insane solution in my view. Like, imagine laying a belt even from here to one of my stations over there. If I need to get the material from that factory over here, I guess you probably want to centralize everything, maybe. Oh, you haven't unlocked them yet. Yeah, I'd certainly give them a try, and you'll kind of know firsthand kind of what they're like. It's certainly worth. I think they have a place, but yeah, I wasn't overly impressed by them, to be honest. Okay, I think we have. Let me concentrate here for a moment, guys. We have sheets, copper, and this is the output. All right, I think I should have a train that I can bring inbound here. Haboom! Timetable. Copper. Don't I have copper sheets? I thought I had a copper sheets. Okay, I might have to look into that. I do have copper sheets. I know I have copper sheets. We just looked at it not that long ago. Copper sheet pickup. And I've got to have a train that has copper. This filter does not work on trains, I found. It's weird. This game has weird things in it. Must be one of these ones. The ones I haven't fully... No, that's my iron train. I must be delivering copper sheets somewhere. There you go. You found it. Your base is a spaghetti mess. So, in my opinion, at least anyway, a lot of people I think are of an alternate view, but I think a main bus is extraordinarily doable. If you haven't seen, Nilos just released a video of his massive main bus strategy. And you know what? I'm becoming more and more of a fan of it. Like it was super wide, like 96. It was a crazy wide belt like bus, because you can't. It's more difficult to make a bus in Satisfactory, I guess. Let's put it that way. But what was nice about his system is that he was able to progress from item to item to item. Like it was just kind of it flowed, right? It was like, oh, I just need that, pick it. I need that, pick it. Now the train system could do that too, and then ultimately it could probably do it better in the long run. I'm not sure yet, but everyone thinks on Reddit it's trash. Well, what's their reasoning? I mean, you look at the results of his base. I don't see how you'd classify it as trash. There are a lot of Nilos haters out there, and I'm not sure why. You don't get it. I've heard a lot of people talk negatively about Nilos, and I've never seen him do anything overtly bad or spread bad information to the community. Like a bus base is very reasonable in Satisfactory, and I don't see a reason why anybody would say to the contrary. You know what? You know what I think it is a little bit is like whenever you get a community of people, like been Satisfactory's been in early access for what, 5 years, and you can get a mindset that things are done in this way in this game, and you get an outsider that comes in and tries something new or different, or breaks the mold. You get some mud thrown in your direction when you do that. It's kind of human nature. It's somewhat natural. So I think that's maybe part of what's happening here. Because I've looked at the build. I've tried a mini bus myself. It worked fine. I've had people on here, even in my stream, criticize it somewhat. But I never really got a solid, like, sort of engineering reason why it doesn't work. It certainly does. You certainly can make it work. Say that again? They say the main bus is bad, not Nilos? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. They're probably just not used to making one. They tried it, kind of didn't like it, and says it doesn't work. I think it does work. And I think he shows that it can work. Alright, I was trying to find out where my copper sheet train was at. Hey, El. You kind of do what Nilos did? Nice. Was it as big as his? In more of a free? How does that work? A free spaghetti form? In Reddit, they say main bus is bad for performance. Well, that could be true. I wouldn't say that's trash. That's when you bring so many materials into one single location on a main bus like that, you're bound to have more performance issues. And that's one of the reasons why I think I like a train solution better for like it's I mean a bus is certainly doable and it's got other advantages to it, but a train solution spreads out your modules all over the place and you don't have to render, right? The game's not rendering everything all the time. So explain how you did it, Ellen? I'm kind of curious. Kind of curious. There's a lot of different thoughts. I had my own thoughts on the bus system. A half-half. Some builds you do on site and some you do central. So what's your criteria for deciding which ones are on site? I have my own criteria. I'm just curious to think what your criteria is. I'll share with you mine as well. Try to keep it all engineering related. My reasons are more engineering related rather than cosmetic. At least in my mind anyway, I try to do it that way. Okay, we think we're gonna have to make a new blueprint for this. This could be an assembly blueprint. Da 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 da. I ended up with like 2 to 3 factories, mostly for the oil, plastic, and rubber. Had another one for steel. I later dumped, i.e. built the steel to the main factory, but I usually like a big one base. Okay. And to build things around, I usually just make a 10... Holy crap! So that's kind of like a bus system in and of itself. A 10-floor belt. Personally, I make one base to make a mall, one base to deal with oil, and the space elevator base. The oil stuff, so there's one of my reasonings, right? Anything that deals with liquid kind of is its own separate thing. Like when you get the refineries and all that. And it's hard. I haven't found a way to really tease those out. So for example, my plastic build is, of course, it's got plastic, it's got fuel, it's got rubber. I guess so. Those are only 3 things involved there. Oh yeah, and it's also got the poly stuff. What's it called again? This stuff, the polymer resin. Yeah. But even those you could sort of build in a somewhat modular fashion, I guess. Aside from nitrogen, see, I try not to pipe too much. I usually bring the materials to the liquids and the gas versus the gases and the liquids to the materials. And with trains, you could probably do it, because I don't want to have pumps everywhere. Like trains have a liquid train, so you could probably move liquids and gases around via train. That might work. I could certainly see that working. Assembler, let's try this one. That's probably a good one to use with our template. Okay. Because I don't have one. Okay, assembler. So this is the part of the game I think I like the most, is with the this whole idea of making blueprints. Even though the blueprints aren't great in this game, it's still my most favorite part of it. Aside from the nitrogen, I piped after. Sorry, I read that already. Right now I'm on the 3 to 5 day break because I want Steam achievements. Went to fish around for Sommer sloops and Mercers. Cool, man. To be honest, I kind of got tired of the exploration part. I just wanted to just build, so I'm probably going to avoid it as much as I can from here on out. I think I've got enough to push toward the end game. I did a few large explore sessions. What was I doing? Load. And we'll make do with the rest. Okay, we're going to make this a template, and this has to be tileable both vertically and horizontally. And I've already kind of messed this up. Okay. So let's change this a bit. I don't mind the exploration at first. You know, you go explore the world, especially if it's your first playthrough. You figure out where things are. But to be honest, killing hogs and spiders after the couple hours of doing it, you're like, oh, all right, enough already. No more. Like, go away. Go away. Okay, we're gonna... So I've got a kind of a method to my madness of how I do this now. We're gonna make a template for... in fact, you know what? Maybe we could just start from scratch? Yeah, we're gonna start from scratch. It's almost easier to do it that way than trying to delete all this stuff. Okay, so let's look at this. Assembler. So my assemblies, I get to also stream this too, which I think is kind of fun. I generally do all my factories, inputs on the right, output on the left. It's arbitrary. If I had to do this again, I might even switch it around because things almost flow better from left to right. I try to get the factory sort of in the middle. Okay. And with these, we can't get more than one, unfortunately. Constructors, we could just get two, but we'll have to live with this. For the input side, we need the splitters. And for input belts, I'm defaulting to a tier 1 belt. And there's a reason for that. It's not just to save on resources or anything. Resources don't really matter. But it kind of saves on the whole negatives of a manifold design. Because if this belt is a high-powered belt going through, like a tier 6 belt, very little of it, that this belt will pull very little off it, so most of it goes downstream. Performance? Sorry, what are you asking about, Clayton? What's performance? Oh no, the reason is not for performance. Sorry, I'm just catching up to, I guess, what you were saying there. So no, it's not performance. It's to, yeah, get as much of the material down the assembly line so it doesn't fill, it's not trying to fill this factory first. It's spreading the material out as much as possible. So I try to have the smallest belt coming into the factory and the highest belt coming into the splitter. Yeah, sorry, I just my mind put together what I was saying in relation to your response, which I should have got from the get-go. My apologies. Yeah, so eventually this is going to be a tier 6 belt coming into here. And if that belt is full, this tier 1 belt will pull very little off it. Now, I sometimes have to override that because there are some things that require more than 60 per minute, although it's fairly rare. That's pretty rare. And I usually do the same for the output, although it's not as important for the output. In fact, it might be more important for the output to have a higher one, so you always keep the factory empty. So maybe I should start changing that philosophy. For the output, I can go for a high-powered belt here. And that is the basic design for a single. So what I'll do now, I'll just take this, and then we're going to say assembler template single. And we're going to set the directory. Actually, let's set the icon first. We'll just put an assembler as the icon. Set the directory to production here. Okay, we save that. Then we clear the blueprint. The other thing I'm starting to get used to as well is that arrow points to wherever the front, like this, the thing is, the console. And it was bugging me at first because I guess it's obvious. It should be obvious. So there's one. So you can put blueprints in a blueprint. Actually, it was Pitaka that kind of hinted me about doing this. I was thinking, oh, there's possibilities when you can have blueprints in blueprints. They're all possibilities. And we'll just set up. Okay, so there's our level. In fact, to do the level, what else should I do? Should I put a roof on this? Yes, we should put a roof on this. Okay, so let's get, we've got to raise the height. A little bit more. There, that should be good. Now the other thing I do like to do is I like using my foundation blueprint here as well. Like, I want everything to be modular. So that's the high. Oh no, one higher. Okay, so if I get my blueprint for foundation and we place it on top of this. There we go. Fits just perfectly in there. That should be the right height. Okay, now we're going to save this as our blueprint for one level. So assembler, template, one level. I guess we'll still use the same icon. Set directory, production, boom. All right, cool, man. Give me a minute and I'll check it out in a bit. Okay, then we do the same thing again. Clear the designer. Grab the blueprint that we just made. Where's the arrow? It should point to me. There we go. So there's one level. Soon you see this kind of just starts scaling, right? Okay. Now here's where we get a bit of the magic sauce. Connect the power across levels. Now we have to connect these levels together with the materials. In order to do that, we got to reorientate these slightly. There. Input has to come from the side, not from the front. But only for the first one. We only need this for the first one. Okay. Alright, so now we got to do the magic sauce here. Magic sauce. Oh, shoot. I messed up. Well, didn't lose too much. This, of course, is not going to work unless these are all connected. Duh. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bow. You kind of see what I'm getting at here with my blueprint designs? Yeah. So we can save this. Okay, clear it. And then instead of loading it from there, we load it from doing this. It's so when you actually, if you put something in the designer as a blueprint, it's treated, I mean, it is a blueprint within the designer, right? So if I wanted to, I could actually delete this as a blueprint. It actually selects the whole thing. If I just loaded it into the designer and then added to it, it's not modularized, if you know what I mean. It's anyway. Okay, now we could get back to adding it on this level. Okay, that looks good. The select parts is a bug while building. You can remove individual parts. Yeah, you could. If I want to delete individual parts, I can, or I could delete the whole blueprint just by hitting R. Right? I think that's what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean there. Okay, let's do this again. Now I'm gonna redo that, unfortunately. Unfortunately, a little bit of redo work. The two levels are not identical. I'm getting used to it. There's still things that mess me up sometimes, but I'm getting better at it. Slowly but surely. Just don't call me Shirley. All right. Those levels, two levels are connected. It's got to reconnect these belts. Okay, same thing over here on this side. A merger. Out to the side. Yes, don't call me Shirley. What was that? That's from an, I guess, is it an 80s movie or 90s movie called Airplane? If you guys remember that. Of course, I'm giving away my age with that kind of thing. What's his name? Of course you can do it. Well, someone was saying to him, he's trying to fly the plane or whatever. He says, surely you can do it. He says, well, of course I can do it. Just don't call me Shirley. Oh, it's just one of those things. Leslie Nelson, thank you. That's the actor I was looking for. He's not a young guy anymore. How old is Leslie Nelson? Okay, those two levels are connected. Now, what we're going to do to make sure this is tileable, we have to, well, we don't have to, but it makes it a whole lot easier. We're going to put floor mounts on the ceiling. It's a little bit difficult to line up. Does that look right? I think that's right. Did he die in 2010? Like that long ago? "2010. Shit me, man. I should have known that. God, he was actually that old. February 1926. Canadian actor. Damn. Yeah. No, I believe you. Yeah, he's an old guy. Perfect. And all this should hopefully become apparent momentarily. Why the hell are we doing all this, Tholan? No, it's not because I'm an idiot. Sometimes, but not today. Okay, power is attached between the two levels. Alright, this is about as tileable as we can make it given our current technology. Or the limitations of the game, that is. Assembler template. And this is everything. This is just the assembler template. We call it tileable, I suppose. Gosh. Okay, very good. Save the blueprint. Okay, let's now clear the blueprint. Now, let's see if it all works. So I started doing this when I wanted to start to scale up to make larger builds here. Oh, I did 3, 5, 4, 5. In fact, here, we need to do this one more time. I shouldn't have deleted this quite yet. So anytime we want to make a new assembler build, we're going to load up a template, and we're making heat sinks. All we should be able to do now is just go in and change all the recipes. So the default template just has 6 assemblers in it. So now we grab our templates, not our template, our actual build. Heat sinks. Now we go in blueprint mode. Stack. Stack. I can even go higher if we really wanted to. But we'll just keep it at 2 stacks for the time being. And now we just have to connect power. Oh, shoot. Blueprints, I tell you. Well, not blueprints. The way the game handles. It changes the orientation of things without. And it's not obvious. There. Arrow has to be pointing forward. It's like. Yeah, see, look. The subsequent stack. It changed the arrow. I don't. That to me seems kind of buggy. Anyway. Maybe this one's wrong. Connect the power between the 2 blueprints, and then we just gotta connect the materials, which should be fairly easy now. So this should line up exactly, and it does. So there's the materials. I didn't. What did I do wrong there? Didn't think they would go through the belt like that. But it does. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to get around that. I'll need to think about that. I mean, it'll work, but it's obviously going right through. That second one, how would I do that? I don't. There's no way because we're using every slot. And that's only a problem with the assembler. Okay, that's why I haven't seen it before. Because we have to alternate between each floor. Alright, so that's something I don't particularly like, but one little limitation. But I think everything's hooked up now. Heat sinks. So we'll get a crap ton of heat sinks here. And of course we could tile this backwards as well. So we should actually think of how much throughput we can actually hold. 37.5. So 1200 divided by 37.5. So 32 is the maximum number we can have on one belt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a weird number. I could definitely have 2 of these. let's add well, a second for the second belt. So we'll have 2 columns, one for each belt coming off the train. Okay, so when we stack horizontally, you just have to go like so. Of course, connect the power as well. Connect the belts and power. Now we don't have to do it on the middle level there. Oh shoot, what's going on here? There's one issue that have probably messed me up the most is the way it keeps changing the orientation. So I plop down one, the second one's orientation is all messed up, and I don't notice it. And I should be used to it by now, but I haven't been. What the fuck? So that works. Hold on. That's the way it goes. Okay. Now check the second one. It's moved. Okay, that's the way it goes. Okay, good. Not so bad. I don't have to worry about it. I can remember I don't have to worry about it for these ones. These guys are all vertical. Oh, you're out of here, Clayton? All right, man. Have a good one. Okay, of course we have those there if we want to go even higher, but I think this is more than enough. Okay, now hook up the power. All right. I shall. Might be. We shall see how the day goes. We're gonna get these heat sinks done for sure. And I think that's good. Okay, now we're gonna do some underneath stuff. So input. In fact, we'll do it like so. That's the input. Let's do the output. That matches. Okay, now we're going to go underneath and make all the connections for the inputs and outputs. What? Oh, you found like an old music tape? Ooh, do tell. Man, if I came across all my old music tapes from when I was from years ago, that would be pretty epic. Pretty awesome. Okay, that's the output. Those are the inputs. Let's go like this. Oh, in game. there's a bootbox? Yeah, no kidding. I would have to look pretty for a while to find some of my old ones. Yeah, we'll do it this way. This is fine. Doesn't really matter too much. What? Sorry, what is there in game? What kind of boombox is there in game? A toilet room in the hub? Is this like a little Easter egg, I guess? Oh, wait a minute. Here, I don't want to block. Oh, really? Shows how much I've looked into that. Okay, we gotta bring both of them around. Do 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 do. Shoot, the other output's gonna be over there. That's okay. Actually, this is fine. It's fine. It's fine. Well, now that you've probably said it, I'm going to start humming it. In fact, we can do better than that. I want to start humming Knight Rider. Of a man who does not exist. What a show. Michael Knight. Bow da 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 da. Gosh, this not having lag is so much nicer. Can actually play again. Da da da. All right, cool. That takes care of all the inputs, and we only have one output. It's interesting. I've anytime I go to someone else's channel and they're playing music, like just streaming, I find I get distracted. Like usually when I watch someone stream, I'm trying to pay attention, and if I hear too much music, I get distracted. So I've been debating whether or not, like, I don't think if I had music on my stream, it'd probably distract me too much. Like, I don't mind having a Knight Rider theme play every once in a while, but if it was like all the time, like always have music playing without like the game music, I kind of would get it just too distracted, I guess. Okay, I think that's good. All the thing is set up now. Yeah, if the copyright thing, all my external sound, not just music, in case there might be a clip in there, I don't send to the VODs. I've got it set up now to bypass that. You can always split via OBS. What you have is loop back into your headphones and what goes out to the stream. Yeah, you could. I guess you could do that. I guess there's multiple ways you can split it. I never thought of even doing that, but I mean, I at least want my viewers to hear it. So you can send it to your viewers, but not, and that's where you get most of the copyright hits. I don't know if you get any copyright hits if you just play it on stream, but you don't. I found you don't get any copyright hits because I've had a couple of weird ones. I think I played a little bit, a short clip of a Michael Jackson thing, but it was just long enough to get a copyright hit, and it happened on the VOD. It doesn't happen on the stream. I don't know if that works all the time, but okay, I think we're ready to bring stuff inbound. In a timetable. Let's go here. What's going on with this guy? I've got to have a train. What else needs copper sheets? Choo choo. We are chugging along. Yes, circuit boards need copper sheets. I must be delivering them somewhere, because I'm making circuit boards. Heat sinks, yeah. Well, that's actually what we're just making. So we got to go get our copper sheets. And the AI limiters, so I need a lot of copper sheets. I know I have them being built somewhere here. So this is a terrible intersection. Tons of slowdowns around here. But it's a good situation. It's actually a good test to make sure we're not getting any collisions and any deadlock under congestion. So oh, thanks, man. Well, I've been putting a lot of work in the trains. I like this view now. See, we got a whole bunch of, these are all trains. Here's the one we're in. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. But thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. Okay, we should have a lot of sheets here. And they're completely full. So what is going on? I must have a train. So I could dedicate this train right here. I could add another one, but I wanted to find one of my existing ones. Here, copper sheets. Ooh. Oh, this is the guy I just the guy we just sent here. So it's possible. Did I delete this? I don't have anyone delivering copper sheets. Circuit boards. No, that's just circuit boards. I think that's a problem. All right, we're going to make this guy into copper sheets then. We have a guy delivering constantly from materials of copper sheets, but alrighty then. Let me think. Transportation time. Copper sheets pickup. And we're gonna... Oh, he's already picking up. Maximum wait of 5 minutes. I gotta go to my circuits build. What am I doing? I must have a problem there. Okay, copper sheets pickup. Copper sheet delivery, heatsink. Unload, wait for 15 seconds, that's fine. Save changes. And off we go. Where's he going? Oh, he's going to go around. Nice. Good choice. Good choice, train. Snowball War. Hey, Tud. Welcome, Tud. Okay, what do you mean, Snowball War? Please explain. I do not understand this reference. Is it me just being kind of dumb? Oh, okay, we need to remove this. Come back! Oh no! Oh yeah, let's see if we can beat our train there. Can we beat our train there? Oh, transport, transport, transport. Launcher, let's go. Haha, see you later, train. Okay, that's just ridiculously overpowered. Holy shit. There we go. We totally overshot it. Okay, I guess the train still beat us there. As we went too high. Aha, that's where it went. Okay, deliver, please. Wonderful train of goodness, of copper sheets. Let us have your... And this guy, we need to transfer that as well. Okay, can't get distracted. Don't worry about the circuit boards yet. Don't know why we're not getting circuit boards. This guy is unloading. Oh, we should get power to this guy. I don't think... We've supplied it.